Range fans. Oh yeah, back here on the pistol bay at the 7-yard line. Man, I got to get this done before that old thunderstorm comes in. We're back out here with 10 millimeter, a little something different today. And maybe, just maybe, a service warning for 10 millimeter. We're back out here, and don't worry, the hammer is resting on an empty chamber. We got 5 rounds of buffalo bore, 180 grain, 10 millimeter loaded up in the Ruger Blackhawk 6-inch barrel. We're at 7 yards away. We're gonna get speeds, feeds, and ballistics, so across the chronograph, and yes, we've got the clear ballistics gel out here with us. But first, we're gonna get the speeds from the Blackhawk 6-inch. Then we got the Colt Delta Elite out here, and we're gonna get the speeds from it, from a 5-inch of the 180 grain buffalo bore. Here's the service warning. I've even got my own hand loads, 180 grain. Fred sent me some Freedom Pills. I loaded them up, 180 grain, that we're gonna put in both platforms to see how they do. Here's the deal. Here's why I am doing this video. 10 millimeter is on a resurgence. So many people love the cartridge. It has a cult-like following. Yep. One of them's me. I happen to love 10 millimeter for the pistol, revolver, or either pistol. Absolutely love the best millimeter. Let me get closer. The best millimeter of them all. Yes, I absolutely love that 10 millimeter. But I've seen so many people talked about watered down loads. Oh, it's loaded like 40 Smith & Wesson. I guess the key is, for me, I see these folks going way above book specials, talking about lawyers have watered it down, this, that, and the other. I always put safety first, especially knowing that my family could end up shooting some of these loads. So I stay within book spec. I got some book spec loads. If you want to know what those are, come over to Dayattherange.com and you can see what the loads are. And we're going to see how they go across the Ruger Blackhawk, the Colt Delta Elite, and we're gonna see how they compare against the buffalo bore 180. Let's get this thing all set up. All right, folks, 7 yards away. We're gonna see how accurate the buffalo bore is, and we're gonna get the speeds on the chronograph. 5 shots. $13.96, that's better than what the box says. Box says $13.50.
$1,441.
Shot way high.
$1,421.
Man, this 6-inch barrel is doing it justice.
$1,430.
Wow.
$1,426.
Wow, 1,400 feet per second. Come on over to Dayattherange.com and you'll see a beautiful graph from the Pro Chrono of all of this information and data. By the way, if you've seen any of the previous videos, you know I'm very fond of 300 blackout, and I say I have the largest 300 blackout database. Well, guess what? 10 millimeter eclipsed that. That's right. I've got my own 10 millimeter loads. These buffalo bore loads are going in there. Man, I don't know how many we have tested and cataloged over a 10-year period. Yes, my own loads and also factory loads. So if you want to know before buying some factory what they are really like, come on over. Here's the deal about Dayattherange.com. Totally free. No pop-ups, none of that garbage. Totally free. Out of mine and the missus' own pocket. And also, as it pertains to 10 millimeter, with 10 millimeter, oh my goodness, we have foot-pounds in a colorful chart to tell you what's light, medium, heavy, and hot revolver only loads as it pertains to foot-pounds. Now let's get these buffalo bores loaded up in the Colt Delta Elite and see how it goes. All right, range fans, back out here with the Colt Delta Elite buffalo bore, 180 grains. We're gonna cut to it and get right after it because I feel a few drops coming down. Here we go. Man, that's low and left, isn't it? Dead
1,346.
$13.38. I don't think my phone is syncing to it. I hope it is.
1,324.
Throwing brass into the next county.
$1,359.
Man, I tell you what, picks up about 100 feet per second out of a 6-inch versus the 5-inch. And I do believe Buffalo Bore tests all their ammunition out of a 5-inch barrel. Now, let's hang up a new target and get to my load. All right, I got some of my own loads, 180 grain, Fred. Fred, you know who you are. You sent me these pills. These are your pills. You said you wanted to see them in the clear ballistics gel. We're getting there, but I wanted to get the speeds first. Is there really a need? And I ask you all, please be careful with 10 millimeter to really hot rod these things. We're gonna see how my loads compare to the Buffalo Bore loads as far as speeds, and in the ballistics gel, these are not above book. As a matter of fact, I backed them down off of the book spec because with Fred's pill, man, that big old hollow point, I had to load them a tad bit shorter to get them to go into my 10 millimeter chamber gauge to make sure they would work with all my pistols. Let's see how it works with the Ruger Blackhawk. 7 miles, I got it 7 yards, not 7 miles. I got it marked here. Here we go. $14.02.
1,402. 1,412.
All right.
$1,396.
About the same as Buffalo Bore. Oh, I think my battery going dead on my chronograph. 1406.
1,406. 1,416.
1,416. We'll evaluate them over at Dayattherange.com, put them on a spreadsheet, compare them right next to each other, and see how that compares to the Buffalo Bore. I'm gonna empty this out, get the Colt Delta Elite. You know where this is going. We're close to that clear ballistics gel. So many people talked about watered down in the book. This is below the book max. I believe it's about your components, how you load them, and the burn rate of the powder. Let's get to the Colt Delta Elite. All right, back at the 7-yard line, Colt Delta Elite with my own loads. The revolver loads were very, very close. My own loads, which is below max because I had to load them a little shorter. I felt safe that way, and also against the Buffalo Bore. Now, Colt Delta Elite, baby. Man, throwing them in the next county, 1325.
1,324.
Overcast is coming, slowing down my chrono.
1,337. 1,311.
Little bit slower in the 1911, my loads.
1,303.
But 1,300 feet per second, definitely not a watered down load. And notice, people, public service warning. It wasn't above book value. It's about the powder that I am using. It's about me reducing the case capacity because the pills were so large. I recommend everybody get you, if you're reloading 10 millimeter, get you a 10 millimeter chamber gauge that checks your 10 millimeter rounds, has 3 steps on the top, and shows you where you are. I try to make sure all mine are fit right at flush, and that's where these are. Now, I was delaying you there for a minute. See how many people complain down about me talking down in the comments. I was delaying you. I didn't want to, I may not test any gel. You know what? I just may not. I feel the rain coming in. You guys don't want to see any gel. If you want to see gel and you want to see 10 millimeter buffalo bore against mine, click the leave a comment and click the old thumbs up. Come on, give me a like. Let's get this one above, I don't know, 5,000 likes. I don't think I've ever had anything over 1,000, quite frankly. But you know what? You know the jarhead got to shoot for the moon. 5,000 likes. Let's 2, 3. Good folks, here's what we're gonna do. We're only gonna shoot them through the Ruger Blackhawk. Go figure, Mr. Revolver guy loving his Ruger Blackhawk revolver. We're only gonna shoot them through the Blackhawk because the rain is starting to come in. I've got 32 inches of clear ballistics gelatin down there. And we are going to see exactly what type of penetration we get. This is buffalo bore, 180 grain. It was shooting high and left, so let me aim a little lower and see where we go. Dead center of the block, I hope. Woo! Did you see that thing jump? Let's go down and take a look at this before we get to my loads. Okay, range fans, take a look at this. So this thing was dead center of the block. Look at the wound cavity there. Pretty nice. And I thought, man, it went through further than 16 inches. But, oh, can I do it? If I pull this back, look at there. Can y'all see it? Look where it's stuck. So 16 inches of clear ballistics. Ooh, that thing's hot. Clear ballistics gel, man, that thing's hot. And I didn't bring a scale, so I'm just gonna say it retained majority of its weight, but it peeled back. Buffalo bore and XTP doing what it's supposed to do. Now, let's go with Fred's cast loads and see. Let's take another look of that wound channel. Do I really have to go above book value? Do I really? To get the same type of penetration. It's about the components. I'm a firm believer. Stay safe first, but it's about the components. A little bit softer lead, so I expect the same type of expansion. I don't know about the same type of penetration though. Let's go. I didn't even have to break out the tape measure on that. I know that gel's 16 inches. And boy, we are going to see, oh man, my gel's crooked. We are going to see how my 180 grain loads with Fred pills on top, see how they do. Let me straighten up these blocks. All right, I got those blocks straightened up right here in front of me, by the way, 7 yards. This is at 7 yards, folks. Here we go. 180 grain, Ruger Blackhawk, 6-inch barrel. My own hand loads. Come on over to Dayattherange.com and check them out. See if I can go a little bit higher. Oh yeah, she jumped. I'm excited about it. I can tell you right now, looking at it, I believe I left some lead petals behind. Fragmentation. Let's just take a look at it. Oh, that rain's coming in. That rain's coming in. Hey, I'm excited about this. Take a look at it, Fred. That top wound channel is with your pill. And I say on the initial, it's a larger wound channel. And it carries about this, no, buffalo bore carries a larger wound channel. A little bit further down, that is a jacketed bullet. I left all type of leg fragments behind. And I think that's where that wound channel comes in. And it went to right there. That's where I dug it out. I'm gonna call it 15 inches, all going into the 10mm reloading database over at Dayattherange.com. And there it is, folks. I'm gonna say not great weight retention, but I wanna remind us of something. If it's good enough for the FBI, it's good enough for me. The FBI states 12 to 16 inches, I believe. And we got 15 and 16 out of both. So they are both 10mm rounds, baby. The best millimeter.